all of the, how can I put it? This is for my empath sisters. Like, y'all already know. Sometimes saying no can be one of the hardest things that we do. However, we must master this positive habit because it is a life hack. It is a life skill. You're not being rude. You're not being extra when you say no, because sometimes no is the answer. That is why no is an option. So good day, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on what time you are watching this and where you're watching from. I like to greet you properly. So, welcome to another episode of Win with MsLalexis. And I just wanted to continue the conversation that I was having earlier today in regard to self-love. Self-love, y'all, is so important. Make sure that you are taking care of you. Make sure that you are treating yourself the way you want somebody else to treat you. I mean, it really does boil down to that. We always are looking for love on the exterior. However, we don't feel that we're responsible for love, and we are. You gotta love yourself today, sis. You cannot keep trying to put everybody else before you. Yes, that's why the word says love your neighbor, love your sister, love them like you love yourself first. Why? Because how can you love them if you don't take the time for you? And I just did a post, if you follow me on Facebook, and I think I may share it also on YouTube, but if you just make sure you're following MsLalexis so you can find this conversation. I had a very transparent moment, and I shared the lesson of me learning to say no. And that is a form of self-love. When you are able to say no, when all of the, how can I put it? This is for my empath sisters. Like, y'all already know. Sometimes saying no can be one of the hardest things that we do. However, we must master this positive habit because it is a life hack. It is a life skill. You're not being rude. You're not being extra when you say no, because sometimes no is the answer. That is why no is an option. So I say all this to say I had shared how I learned that saying no when God shows you someone or God shows you something, you got to turn around. You got to just say no. You got to say, nah, this is bad timing. And you have to learn that. It's a skill to learn. And once you master it, you will have peace because you'll be confident in you being able to still go on when you don't agree to everything. I mean, because if you keep saying yes, sis, at this rate, only person that you're hurting is you. You're really not helping nobody because you're being pulled in all types of directions. You're being pulled this way. You're being pulled that way. You listening to what they got to say. And you're not focusing on what the Most High has called you to do. So I'm encouraging you as your auntie, as your big sis, or some of y'all, your little sis, that you have to start saying no. It's okay for you not to be able to do everything. And honestly, as you live your life on purpose, you're not going to be able to do everything. However, you will be focusing on mastering that thing that is going to catapult your life to the next level. I'm here to help you. I'm just doing what the Most High has called me to do today. And I want to encourage you, sis. It's okay. Say no. Sometimes you can't do everything. So what? They asked you. I understand if you can do it and it is something that will still be a part of the plan that God has for you, go ahead. You don't have to start being like a humbug and saying no to everything. However, self-love is prioritizing what matters to you and what matters to your Creator and what He's called you here to do. So if you're saying yes to the wrong stuff, you're falling for the temptation, sis. And what? A temptation is going to come from within. So you're not just saying yes because, oh, it's not something that looks good. Yeah, you smart enough to pass on the things that you don't want to do. However, sometimes those distractions come in as something that you're saying yes to, and you should be saying no to, especially when God gives you a way out. God always gives you a way out. He provides that ram in a bush, and sometimes when it don't work out, it ain't supposed to work out because you ain't gonna never learn. Sometimes you got to learn so that you can heal, so that you don't keep hurting yourself. And I had to learn that lesson the hard way, which is why I'm here to share it with you, which is why I will be coming to you live more and more. I will be sending, videos out, and we going to get through this thing called life, and we going to win together, because I had to have that transparent moment, because I found myself saying yes to so many business decisions that I had no business saying yes. Why? Because my flesh was being fed. It was fun. It was a lot of different doors opening. However, the Most High said, daughter, that's not what I have you doing right now. And I say it in that aspect because whatever you're going through, or whatever, something that it looks like it might be the timing, but God is showing you that little thing, that little fox that's going to spoil the vine. He's showing that to you. Believe it, sis. Believe it. And just say, not right now. It's okay. Delayed gratification is not a bad thing. Delayed gratification is what is going to help you stop being distracted by every opportunity. Every opportunity is not something that you're supposed to say yes to. And that also goes for relationships. But I was coming to you more from a business sister. This is for, you today. That you don't have to say yes to everything because it looks good. If the Most High has showed you that, nah, this ain't the time and we don't need to be doing that, it's okay. Say, yeah, I think we're going to back out. I don't think this is the right timing. Why? Because it's going to teach you that you saved yourself some time. Okay? And I just want to let you know that saying no is a life hack. Saying no, it's okay to say no sometimes. Everybody is going to want to pull you forward. Everybody is going to come at you with different things. But you got to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, and understand that if it's not supposed to be something you're doing, then you can't say yes to it. And if the people get upset, they're not supposed to be around you anyway. Okay? Like, I don't know who this is for today, but I know it's for somebody, even if it's for me on the replay, that we can't get caught up in all that foolishness. You cannot be distracted. And it's okay. You're made out of people. If you made a mistake, if something went crazy, pick yourself back up and keep going. Don't stop. Okay? I am back, y'all. I am back, and I am ready to chit chat because I've been doing some different things, and everything ain't for social media, but I do like to share with you life hacks because we went in together, and I'm definitely as transparent as need be. But like I said on an earlier conversation, that her class is coming back. I am going to do it virtual. I'm working on some dates. I've been talking to some different ladies that I would love to be a part of the class, and we about to do this thing. We're not playing. 2024 is already in the middle of July. That's when this is originally being recorded. And life is lifing on so many different angles, and don't nobody have time to not be living their life on purpose. And right now, it is time to win. It is time to make that move. It is time to make that change. It is time to do the things that the Most High has called you to do, and for you to do it with no excuse. Why? Because why waste more time? Who wants to be in the wilderness for 40 years? And if you keep saying yes to everybody that's with you in the wilderness, you're going to be going in circles again. Who is this for today? That might have been for me on the replay, sis. Don't get mad at me. I'm just talking. But, I hope that the camera doesn't overheat because we are outside. And it's hot as fire. So, the light might, the sun might get it hot because it's starting to get brighter outside. Um, and that's all I really wanted to say today. Self-love, saying no is a form of self-love, and you can't be saying yes to everybody because everybody does not have your best interests. You'll think that people are, really who they say they are, but when their actions don't line up with their words, then you must trust the action because the action is what's going to affect the other senses. Yeah, you might have heard one thing, but that's one thing. But once they start acting, that's when it's going to affect all your other senses. You'll be able to see, you'll be able to watch, you'll be able to touch, you'll be able to feel, especially if they out of control. Like, I was super embarrassed. Like, I ain't even gonna go all into it. But I will share this part. Is the part that made me so frustrated about the bad business decision is that I'm thankful that I am a woman of character because they trusted me enough when they was running tricks on me to tell me a lot of personal things. But then in the end, when, things didn't work out in their favor or my favor, they wanted to tried to drag my name. They wanted to try to down who I was. However, I know that those things were just a new narrative that they were creating. However, words hurt. That's why you got to be careful what you say. You got to watch what you say out your mouth and what you saying about other people because that thing hurt and it almost took me out my character. However, I don't argue with fools and I'm not calling them fools. However, when foolish activity is present, hey, the shoe fit, it got to be put on to be worn. So I just leave you with that you got to pick yourself back up. You too could have went through a bad business decision or you could have went through a bad relationship and the Most High showed you who the person was, but you continued to stay because, it was comfortable. Whatever the case may be, it's time for you to learn how to say no, sis. It's okay. I know one of my mentors, I love her so much. She taught me you ain't got to be the nice girl all the time. Sometimes you gotta, what is it, stoic up? You gotta, not always think that being nice is the way to success or the way to live a fulfilled life. That's why I also get this from another mentor where he always says, I'm not nice, I'm kind. And it's true. And sis, you got to learn that. Why? Because it's going to change your life. Stop allowing other people who are not living their life on purpose hinder you from living your life on purpose. And understand that if you really love them, you're going to keep living your life on purpose because if you're called to go to another level and you're supposed to bring those people with you, you might have to separate from them for a little bit so that you can get where you're going. So that you can come back and get them. That all depends on your story. Not everybody has that story. Some people have to separate, go their separate ways, and that's the way it's supposed to go. However, you'll never know if you don't keep going. Okay? And to keep going and to practice that self-love, you got to start saying no. And it's not to be nasty. It's not to be rude. And it's not to challenge yourself how many times I can say no. Nah, none of that. Because you're supposed to be a Proverbs 31 woman. You're supposed to know how to carry yourself. You're supposed to be able to walk by grace. You're supposed to be able to be modest. You ain't got to be all extra. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might be the loudest one in the room because your light shines. However, you don't have to be loud, extreme, or extra. So when you do have to say no, make sure that you choose the right setting to say no in different circumstances. And of course, you can book a session with me. I can help you with this, girl, because I done publicly got embarrassed for not learning how to say no. I done got hurt. I done got broken. And this is just, I think that 2024's lesson of not saying no was the final straw, I believe. I'm made out of people, so I could be before you doing this again. However, I pray that, I've learned based off of the peace that I'm now walking in, the restoration of obedience is back in my life because I understood that I had to learn the hard way or I was about to do it again. Okay? So doing the same thing, expecting different results is insanity, and we can't be practicing that, y'all. But I've been on here way too long. Again, I hope that you have a great day on purpose. No complaining, no gossiping. That's whack. Focus on your purpose. Focus on the plans that the Most High has for you. And keep on going, girl. Okay? I love you. If don't nobody else tell you, make sure you share, like, and subscribe. I'll be back. I can't wait for us to walk and talk and then get in the car, chit chat some more. We about to do this thing. This is your year. You about to win. Smile at the person in front of you. Smile at the person behind you as well. I switched it up because smiling is a gift. So make sure that you smile. Everybody can't smile, man. Every time I see them commercials where children and adults and different people that suffer with the cleft lip, they have to get the surgery so they can smile. That thing makes me cherish my smile. I'll be very transparent real quick and I'm gonna get off of here. I used to be in like a toxic situation multiple times in my life, and people always wanted to tell me, why are you smiling so much? What you smiling for? Everything ain't great in life. And I used to hear that. So I started to retreat on my smiles. But when the Most High spoke to me and I saw some of those people being born and can't smile, man, smiling is a gift. And smiling changes the atmosphere. You don't know what people going through when you smile at them. And if they frown back, just carry on. Don't react. Be the light in the room. Be who the Most High has called you to be, which is set apart. So I'm about to get off of here. And again, pray for the person in front of you. Pray for the person behind you. Prayer still changes things. And until next time, I love y'all and be great on purpose. Good day.